What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Rodrigo here from Unleash Your Fitness. If you're new to the channel, I am a personal trainer and I make videos to help people lose weight, gain muscle, and just live an overall healthy lifestyle, all right? I think the camera's a little crooked here, but this is episode 2 of my winter bulk. So all I'm doing today is basically taking you to through my workout. I did chest and shoulders, mostly chest yesterday. Today I am doing back. So it's gonna be a back workout, some rear delts and biceps, all right? So one thing you gotta keep in mind is whenever you're hitting anything, whether that's back, chest, whatever, you got to make sure you warm up properly. That's the main thing you got to focus on, warming up properly. For me, anytime I hit any upper body part, whether that's chest or back, I always try to make sure I warm up my shoulders. I mean, especially when I hit shoulders, you always want to make sure you warm up properly. Some people just jump. If they're doing, like, for example, back, they try to jump in directly into a back exercise for their warm-up, when in reality you want to make sure that you're properly warm up. Like, make sure you warm up the shoulders, make sure you're feeling good, you feel good. Whew, I can't breathe. I'm still full, I'm stuffed. So today I was actually with the family today, with my mom and my sisters, and we went to a Chinese buffet, and I ate a lot, like a lot. Anyways, like I said, you always want to warm up your shoulders. I always like to grab like a light dumbbell. I'm using 5s right now. Just to get the blood flowing, get those shoulders nice and warm. That way, whenever I do start hitting back, I don't feel anything on my shoulders as far as pain-wise or any discomfort, the lat pull downs. You always want to make sure you grab it right outside of your shoulder, right? Depending on your width, how tall you are, you might grab it a little bit more to the side or a little bit out to the side, but you're basically aiming for right just outside shoulder width, shoulder length. So, just warming up right now. Every time you pull, you want to make sure you pull right under the chin and then back up. Exhale on the way down, inhale on the way back up. Nice and controlled, really squeezing those lats and getting a nice stretch on the way back up. All right, next up we got seated cable rows, neutral grip. All right, so dumbbell bent over rows. I am doing 15 on this one. 4 sets of 15. So you want to toes forward, soft knees, you're pushing hips back, and you just pull. so for those rear delts, I'm gonna start using the 10s. It's gonna be seated reverse flies. So my feet are gonna be almost touching. I mean, if you wanna make your feet touch, that's fine. But mine are gonna be a little bit more, less than hip width apart, but definitely not touching. So, see those flies? All right, so whenever I hit seated dumbbell reverse flies, I like putting like a weight in front of me to step on it, right? That way, because my feet are on the ground, usually if I try to go under, they end up hitting my calves. So I try to get a dumbbell, that way I can step up a little bit, still lean forward, but when I go under, I'm not really gonna be hitting my calves no more, and I can always move my feet out and still have that same height. Get a nice stretch in those rear delts, and then push them up. So one important thing, if you really wanna hit your rear delts, right? And these were mistakes that I also made before, was don't try to come out strictly out to the side, right? Whenever you come back, you don't want to limit yourself and stop here. You want to keep going back as far back as you can. So how do you do that? Here's a quick exercise, right? You bring your hands together, bring them out to the side. You notice how it stops here, it doesn't go back no more. If you go lower, a little bit lower, and then you push back some more, notice how it goes back more now. That's your spot right there for those rear delts, right? It's not up here, right, where you're limited. You gotta go lower and then push back some more. That's where you're gonna be hitting your rear flies at. Now everybody's different. Now you might be able to keep going back, right? But that's not the case for everybody. Some people might even be up here, right? Even though I don't really recommend that. Go a little bit lower, push back. And once you push back, you're actually gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it in between your lats and up here, right? Right there in between. And that's where your rear delts are at, right? So let's get it. So sometimes your own exercises are mostly trial and error, right? If you feel like something's wrong, something doesn't feel right. For example, me, I switch out that dumbbell, the 40-pound dumbbell, for this 5-pound dumbbell to put my feet over. Why? Because the 40 was a little bit too high, so it kind of had me upright, right? Which was, I still feel it on my rear delts, but at the same time, it kind of defeated the purpose of working against gravity. Everything you do is working against gravity. That's why whenever you're doing chest press, you're pressing up. Shoulder press, you're pressing up. Whenever you're squatting, you're pressing up, right? You're pushing up. And if it's not going up, it's going straight down. So for example, that pull downs, you're pulling down. But at the same time, if you think about it, when you're doing pull downs, you're pulling the weight up, which means you're fighting against gravity. Everything that you do is against gravity, right? So always think of this line going up. So if you have trouble with with proper form, or with feeling your muscles, or whenever you're working and you don't feel that mind and muscle connection, always keep in mind that you're trying to work against gravity, right? Straight line going up. So let's say if you are doing bent over rows, right? But instead of feeling it on your lats or your back, you're feeling it on your traps, right? A lot of people, they come up too much and now they're pulling back. They're pulling this way, shrugging up, right? So now they're working their traps. And if that's not your goal, then remember, you got to work against gravity. So what do? You go a little bit lower, bend over some more. And now whenever you pull, even though you might not be completely vertical to the floor, right? Going a little bit lower puts more pressure. Going a little bit lower makes you fight gravity a little bit more. So always keep that in mind. You're always fighting gravity. My camera's about to die. I think I have the other battery, but honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish my workout. And yeah, but what I have left is basically just bicep curls. So I'm gonna work on some biceps, 4 sets of 10, right? Really squeezing that bicep. You know what, fuck it, I'm gonna change the battery. All right, so battery is changed. Let me make sure the microphone is working. Yep, it's working. I'll be honest with you guys. One of the reasons why I wasn't gonna change the microphone is because I got pissed like a motherfucker, and there is no restroom here. But either way, I'm gonna finish my workout, so let's get it. All right, so like I was saying, bicep curls. Palms are gonna be facing up. You wanna lock those elbows right in place, just like so. And we're gonna curl. Right. Exhale on the way up, inhale on the way back down. Guys, one thing you gotta keep in mind is if you're trying to gain muscle, right? For my gym bros out there that are trying to gain muscle, you gotta drink your water, right? I don't care how much creatine you take. I don't care how long you've been taking creatine. That creatine ain't gonna do shit for you if you don't drink your water. You gotta make sure you stay hydrated. Hydrated at all times. Damn, I'm out of breath. Man, I really am sounding like Sam something. Damn, I forgot his name. Shout out to Sam, I'm gonna call him Sam. Honestly, I'm just stuffed right now, man. Stuffed. All right, so no fucking lie. This battery is also dead. It's about to go dead. It's about to die. Fuck. Anyways, 4 sets of 10 on the bicep curls, and that's it. You're done. Now, my intensity today wasn't really up there, only because it would have been higher. It would have been higher if I was at my regular gym, whether that was Fit for Life or Planet Fitness. But like I said, I wasn't really feeling it here today. But you know, I'm still doing it. I'm still here. I'm gonna finish strong wherever I can. And yeah, I mean, honestly, all you really need is a pair of dumbbells. That's where I actually feel it the most, with the rows, with the biceps, with the rear delts. I wasn't really feeling the machines too much today, but mostly because they limited my range of motion, especially that row. I don't know if you noticed, but whenever I was rolling back, my shoulders weren't really going back. It seemed like my shoulders were up here the whole time, and it was just that range of motion. It kind of sucked. It was weird. The handlebars were a little bit too small for me, I guess. It just wouldn't let me go back more because it was already tapping my stomach. Anyways, yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys. UnleashYourFitnessPT.com. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for the next video.